The Deadlights eyes.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
I'll play again.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I'm just gonna bash you.
What's blood for? If not for shedding.
Welcome to 31 Days of Horror Movies 2021. I'm your host, Sam Johnston. Back with me, we got Leslie.
Yay!
And thank you
Oh
for...
my god, where's everybody else?
Where's everybody?
Where's everyone?
There's such a large crowd last night, and now it's just you and me. Oh well.
Oh well.
We can handle it.
Happens.
The others are gone.
Ooh.
They're gone. This movie that we just watched is called The Others.
The Others.
From 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Directed by Alejandro Amenábar. Written by Alejandro Amenábar. A woman who lives in her darkened old family house with her two photosensitive children becomes convinced that the home is haunted.
My bad, sorry.
There's sneezing in the walls. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's attack.
Man, I'm allergic to light as well.
It's funny because right before the movie, you and I were just talking about just stories in general and about how there's no original stories.
Yeah.
But the thing that makes movies original is the perspective that they're told from. And this movie pretty much is a perfect example of exactly what we were talking about.
And you'd never seen it either.
I had never seen it.
And I forgot that I had seen it until we started watching it.
It's interesting how the movie starts with a telling of a Bible story.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And this movie goes back to religion a lot. There's a major theme in this, and a major part of Nicole Kidman's character.
Mm-hmm.
This movie seems to be really exploring religion and how people either use it for, not only for themselves to feel like they are grasping onto what the universe means and how it works, also how they use it, either to control their children or even to control themselves, and people using religion as a crutch. And she continues to go back to it and continues to explain away a lot of strange things that are happening because of the Bible. After the opening kind of bedtime story that happens.
Holy shit. Loud ass fucking scream.
Oh my god. Yeah,
she just screaming at your face. Yeah. And honestly, those are the few moments that we hear, like, loudness.
That was probably one of the loudest sounds of the whole movie.
Absolutely.
And it's the first thing that we see with Nicole Kidman. Was that her waking up in limbo the first time?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what I...
like, she just died.
She just died. Yeah.
Woke up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she, like, wakes up, sits up, and then she's, like, feeling herself. Yeah, like she's like, oh, okay, great. But you think that she just, like, woke up from a bad dream, from a nightmare.
And so did she, I think. She probably thought that everything that she just experienced, that was just a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that really happened was just a nightmare. They're somewhere, they're on an island in England, surrounded by thick fog, especially in that first scene when she's showing them through the house. It feels like a massive maze.
Yes.
Especially because she's opening every door,
she has to lock the doors.
locking every single door behind her. It feels like every single room that you walk into, you're trapped in that room, and you have to learn the lay of the land to navigate this place.
Another sense of being stuck.
And she's doing it to herself, too.
Yeah. To protect her children, which she ultimately is the reason why they died.
Yeah. She sets down the rules of every time that you walk through a door, you have to close it and lock it behind yourself. All the blinds have to be kept completely shut. And that's all because the children who we now meet, Anne and Nicholas, are photosensitive. They're allergic to light. I've never seen that used in a horror movie. So I think it's a very interesting set of rules that were set off with right at the beginning.
Right
that
at the
we
beginning.
can't have any light. The kids cannot leave the house. That automatically traps them in there.
Mhm.
Which ultimately, too, if we're talking about traps Nicole Kidman, because even though she can go outside, she's not going to leave her children. I thought she is going to be the bad guy. I really, from this, I think they kind of set her character up to be
Mhm.
like that, and then divert our attention in the middle of the movie to be like, oh no, wait, she's the victim.
Yeah.
They start her off as this very strict mom, and she's hard with her workers, and I was like, she's mean.
Yeah.
I didn't like her.
She's not nice.
I didn't like her really for a lot of the movie, but then in the middle, as stuff starts ramping up more, you have more sympathy for her character, I feel like, and you go more on her side, and they start setting up what's going on with the workers too. You're like, what is that? They seem suspicious now. They do a very good job of getting you back on her side to then ultimately realize, wait a second, I shouldn't have been on her side.
And then you kind of you're left with being sympathetic for these people.
Yeah.
Because regardless, they're dead.
She's dealing with a lot, but she's not dealing with it. She's
Mhm.
still like saying, oh, the Lord wouldn't let this happen. My kids are lying to me. And when the kids really are not lying to her, it's like really sad that she just won't believe them.
Yeah. Especially the girl. I like that the girl was the one that was able to see and receive, and hear people talking and stuff. And of course, like always, we don't believe the girl, the women in
the child.
The films.
Yeah, the child and the
child.
woman. Yeah. In this case, it's her mother pushing against that because of her religion. Yeah, exactly.
The
'Cause
religion
she's saying,
was like,
there's no people here. They would never let the living and the dead commingle.
mm-hmm.
She's using that to put that above believing her daughter. She's feeding the children in the kitchen. Mrs. Mills is feeding the kids in the kitchen, and the kids are talking about, is Daddy going to come back? When's he coming back? He's fighting the war. Then she says, "Mommy went mad."
Mommy went mad.
Mommy went mad, and they say that a couple times. They slip it in just very well.
Yeah.
Where you don't think about it that much.
And she's about to tell her, the Mrs. Mills, she's about to, because she asked her, like, what do you mean by that? And then that's when Nicole Kidman's, like, character comes in, Grace, and, she's like, you must have not, like, they lie.
My children sometimes have strange ideas.
Strange ideas, yes.
Yeah.
Don't listen to them.
Right.
They're kids. They have a big imagination.
Yeah.
And then Miss Mill comes back and she's like, it's true.
Yeah. It did happen.
It did happen.
And all this time, too, we're getting, like, little, like, crying and running and moving, very classic ghost horror movie kind of stuff that
He's behind the curtain.
Yeah, that Nicole Kidman and the children are experiencing enough for us to be like, there's intruders in here.
Yeah, there's somebody in here. Oh, intruders.
There's intruders here.
Yeah.
That's what they call them.
When the kids in the story got killed.
When they got their heads cut off.
Because they didn't believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
And they start laughing. They don't believe in God.
Yes.
And they got killed. And they got killed. And she was like, why are you laughing? And they're like, well, he died. And she's like, well, that's still not funny. And then she has them go through the levels of hell.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is the one that you're going to end up if you don't believe in God.
I wrote down ruling with fear. Religion does that so many times. I mean, he's a wrathful God.
Yeah.
So
at least Catholicism does that, where like they insert guilt because we are born out of Adam and Eve, and we need to fucking pray until we can't no more to ask for forgiveness. It's like, damn.
How dare you even question it? This is how it is. It's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible.
She references.
That's all she knows.
In the Bible, and the kids at some point even say, you tell us not to believe in ghosts, but you expect us to believe everything in the Bible. She says, don't believe everything you read in the book. What are you doing, lady?
It's the Bible. It's a book.
It's a double standard that I think the religion uses a lot.
Mhm.
And she is this representation of pure being devout to your religion. Throughout this movie, you even said it. She's like, this woman can't do anything by herself. She never is cooking. She's never cleaning. She's sitting around teaching her children lessons and sewing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Like doing like just crocheting.
Yeah.
And all the other times she's just left to be in her thoughts.
She has to be taken care of. I don't think she actually knows even how to take care of herself at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they established that Mobby went mad the night that all the servants left. All the servants left in the middle of the night when they were alive. And this is also, she probably learned that her husband is not coming back and that she was left by all her servants.
Mm-hmm.
She had nowhere to go. Her servants knew that she couldn't leave the house because of the kids.
Yeah. Because I think all the servants left because they were fleeing the war.
Yes.
And she just like, I think was like, well, fuck, I can't go anywhere because my kids are allergic to the fucking sun.
Mm-hmm.
That this is like the easiest thing for me to do. We're gonna get caught either way. We're gonna die. And I would rather be the one to like kill my children instead of like them being killed or tortured or raped, if anything, by the Nazis.
So her motivations are all about her kids. I mean, really, as crazy and as mean as she seems from the beginning, as we start getting into it, that's, I think, what brings us to her side.
Yeah.
Is that, yes, she is neurotic and super insane about protecting these children, but there is something to protect them from in this house. Like, she is ultimately just trying to protect her kids, and we're experiencing with her these weird things going on. That's the turn for Nicole Kidman because of that thing that she just experienced between hearing it clearly people moving upstairs, it sounds like something crashed upstairs.
Yeah.
And then realizing, holy shit, who else could that be from seeing Lydia and Mills?
Or first moment that we get where she allows the light to come in and she's not thinking about her child.
Yeah.
She literally is right behind her, got full blasted.
Yeah, she's like,
of the
Mommy,
sun.
the light.
The light. And like,
So,
she looked fine. She didn't start breaking out.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it takes a moment, but yeah. And then she goes in.
She goes in and it's just, I mean, classic white ghost in,
Yeah.
or ghosts in white sheets.
We were so ready to get a jump scare.
Uh-huh.
At least I was, because the little girl said they have white sheets.
And it's just a nightmare room when you know you're in a ghost story. You know, It's like, oh, it could be anything. And pretty much what it gets to is she's looking around the room. There's all these like whispers around. And she kind of is just turning around, and she turns around enough to see herself in the mirror and the door closing behind her as if someone just ran out. And then she runs out the door and hears all these other doors around her shutting as if, and Anne even says, she's like, one went that way, one went that way, one went that way. You didn't see them?
You didn't see them? There's so many of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Mrs. Mills is in I think they're all in the kitchen. And the Nicole Kidman at this point is like, there are intruders in this house. Like, that there's the only explanation. There's people here.
Like, I believe what you're saying. I believe what the little girl is saying.
Yeah, but she still thinks it's people.
Yeah.
That's when Anne has drawn out who she's seen and how many times she's seen these people. And
Mom, Dad,
Victor,
and the old lady.
And the old lady, she's seen the most.
14 times.
14 times, and she has fucked up eyes. And
fucked up eyes.
She got fucked up eyes.
Her hair's like wires.
I think she said that Victor told her that she's a witch. They think there's intruders in the house, so she has the kids go into one room and they open up all the blinds. And there's like a montage of like all the people opening up all the blinds, and all the rooms are getting lit up. And she says a line earlier about the only thing that moves here is the light, and it changes everything.
Yeah, it moves like water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it changes everything. And so I wrote that down in this moment because it changes
It
everything
does.
in the rooms. How
Well-
it goes from dark to light. You see everything.
Yeah, you see everything. You see the color of things. Without the light, you can't.
She's keeping everyone in the dark from the truth and herself.
And herself. Yeah.
Whether she knows it or not, she's keeping herself in the dark of what the truth is. And when you open up the blinds and let in the light to see everything how it truly is, she still doesn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
She has to in this moment to protect her kids. And this is when actually she learns a little more truth about the people here. And this is when she finds the Book of the Dead.
Yeah. I didn't find that book to be scary.
No.
Because it is meant to
It's
be
creepy.
like, it's creepy.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh my God, why would you do something like that? Like, why are you taking pictures of dead people? And then Mrs. Mills is like, well, there's different ways to celebrate
Yeah.
death and celebrate life. And this is one of them.
They thought that if you took a picture of the dead, it would keep a piece of their soul.
Yeah. And she
around.
was just like, oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, she's like, oh man, these people are so superstitious.
Yeah. Oh, those people are so... I was like, no,
Yo,
lady,
lady.
you are too.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like you have your own rituals and thing. That's when Nicole Kidman comes back into the room and she's sitting on the floor with the scene that I remember from the trailer. And we go around and she's the old woman.
Yeah, you
see
see
that
her,
old
like,
hand,
old hand.
first. What's wrong? It's me, your daughter. And she's like, you're not my daughter.
Ah, you're not my daughter.
She just like slaps her.
Oh my
and
God.
it's like holding her and shaking her.
Yeah.
And then finally takes off the veil. It is Anne. And that's when Mrs. Mills comes in and Anne runs out. She's gone mad. She's gone mad. She wants us dead. She won't stop until we're dead.
Until we're dead.
She won't stop. She won't stop. And I'm still at this time in the movie, I'm still with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
For some reason. I mean, there's so many things where the kids are saying it, but I'm just like,
Well, because that's the only perspective you're getting. We're following Nicole, so in a sense, in this story, we're her.
Yep.
And the whole time, she's denying, so we're denying.
Yeah.
We're like, no. This can't happen.
And her
It's
reasoning seems logical to
Mhm.
us. She presents it in a logical way where we're like, yeah, you're protecting your kids.
Until this moment where we can kind of forgive her just a little bit because to us, she was somebody else. The little Anne
Yeah.
was the old lady.
Yeah.
And like we were able to see that. Oh,
Blinds Going Missing happens because she hears her kids screaming and she goes into their room and the blinds are gone.
The blinds
and they're
are gone.
huddled behind the bed
the only source of like shadows.
at all. Yeah. And she covers them with
Her coat.
and she can't find a safe place for them. And the only place that she finds is the lesson, kind of like the school, nursery school room. And she puts the
chalkboard.
blackboard, against the windows.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this weird moment with the workers where she's like, oh, the blinds are gone.
Who did this?
Who did this? Which one of you did this? They're not reacting in the way that she's reacting because they do know what's going on. So it kind of clues us into what do they know? What do they know about where the blinds are? And they say stuff like, oh, like, a little sun is good for you.
Yeah.
And even the groundskeeper comes in. He's like, my sister used to be allergic to blah, blah, blah. But after some exposure, she's fine.
She was fine. Yeah.
And they're just like so not concerned.
Not concerned at all because A, they're trying to get her to realize that she's a ghost.
Yep.
And B, that there's people moving in. People are living here.
Mhm.
Not just them. So the blinds being gone is not an act on them, but the other people that live here.
Mhm.
So she's like, come on, think about it.
Anne and Nicholas climb out the window. They climb down
Oh my God,
the
yeah.
drain pipe
the
or
drain
whatever and find the uncovered gravestones.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's the workers.
It's the maid and this and
it's Miss Mills and Lydia and the groundskeeper that we don't know his name.
yeah,
but
I don't.
and then they turn around and they're just like walking towards them, just like
and she did what she had done to the little boy before of like pointing and being like, ah, you know. And the first time he fell for it, and there was nothing behind him. Now this time there's somebody behind him. He knows who they are, so he's like, they're not scary. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, get away from them.
And they're reunited with Nicole Kidman
with the shotgun.
with the shotgun. He got the shotgun.
She
The
got
ghost-
the shotgun.
The ghost killing shotgun.
Yeah, with the silver bullets.
With the
in
silver
there.
bullets and
Or no bullets. Is that what kills a ghost?
yeah, it would be an invisible bullet.
Invisible
It's an invisible bullet.
Improv kills ghosts.
After they've come back in the house and they learn that the workers were ghosts this whole time,
Mm-hmm.
then they are talking to Grace through the window and is like, you need to go upstairs because we're out here, but the intruders are still in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to go upstairs to talk to them.
Um,
Yeah, and she goes upstairs and he goes in this room where round circle of people, and the old woman that we saw before is at the head of the table, and the kids are saying things, and then she's writing them down, and the guy who's next to her is repeating and saying out loud what she's writing
yeah,
down.
she's in a trance.
We're realizing, oh shit, they're the ones who are the ghosts, and this is when we learn that Nicole Kidman smothered Anne and Nick,
Freaking children.
and then shot herself in the head with a shotgun,
Yikes.
which explains the migraines.
They're yelling. They were like, we're not dead. We're not dead.
Oh my god, yeah, they were. And then the guy was repeating that, "We're not dead."
Yeah.
Yeah, what she was
Because
writing
keeps
down.
like, just writing it.
That pretty much convinces the Victor's family to move the fuck out of there,
Mm-hmm.
because we're getting out of here. It kind of ends with Nicole Kidman saying, "This is our house."
Yeah.
This is our house now.
She's having the kids also repeat it. This is our house.
Mhm.
This is our house. Because that's the only way that they're gonna survive. Now that they know that they're dead, like that's it.
This is
Like,
it. This is
is
our
it.
house now.
This is our
This
house.
is our limbo.
Yeah, and she's like, I will not let anybody come and take my house.
Mm.
Yeah.
She kind of becomes like a scary, vengeful spirit at the end.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you are the one that caused this. You killed your children
Yeah, it's
and
your
you
fault.
killed yourself.
Yeah. It's your fault that all of you are here.
Yeah.
It did, and that's like what I said. I liked how this movie took us on a journey of not liking her at the beginning, then coming onto her side, and really being with her all the way up until the very end when we learn the truth. And then you're like, oh my god, she was the bad guy the whole time. I should have trusted my instincts from the start. Anyway, that was a fun one.
That was really fun.
Please, Leslie, plug yourself.
Color Me Leslie on Instagram. Colorful.
Colorful.
And we're sponsored by... Oh no, if we say that...
Yeah,
right, never mind.
This powerful, powerful company.
Yeah.
They're scary.
They're very scary.
You can also find me at BPBridgieT, and also check out Playground Social, which is the studio that we are filming this at. But until tomorrow, let's get spooky, y'all. Ooh, we're the ghosts this
We're
time.
ghosts.
We're ghosts. Oh no, we're ghosts. Oh, the intruders.
But I'm friendly, okay?